USC has defeated Cal 41-35. It's time to empty the notebook. USC recorded its 8th victory of the year Saturday night, which is its most so far in a season since 2019. It's the first time since 2008 in which a Trojan team started off a season 8-1. Lincoln Riley is off to the best start for a first-year head coach at USC since John Robinson went 8-1 in 1976. Though the Trojans came away with the victory, Riley noted that it wasn't the team's best performance on either side of the ball. While the head coach expected more from his team Saturday night, he did note that it's much better to be wanting more following a win rather than the alternative. USC's players described their game against Cal as just not putting it all together for a full 60 minutes. In light of Saturday night's performance, Lincoln Riley was asked whether the Trojans showed complacency against the Bears. He shared that frustrated was the better word to describe his team at times during Saturday night's game. Riley noted that it seemed like the team knew they were close to putting away the game, but just couldn't turn the corner. He made it clear, however, that the team's frustration shouldn't hold them back. "We've got to get past that," he said. Injuries kept key Trojans out of the game once again on Saturday. Jordan Addison, Mario Williams, Eric Gentry, and Raylan Goforth did not play against Cal. Lincoln Riley shared that Addison was very close to playing, but was ultimately held out. The head coach shared that those who were held out have been making progress, but were ultimately held due to their health status. For the second week in a row, USC saw its wide receiver room step up and contribute in light of injuries. Michael Jackson III had a career night against Cal, scoring 2 touchdowns and recording his first 100-plus yard game as a receiver. Taj Washington picked up where he left off in the desert, recording 112 yards on 7 receptions with 1 touchdown. Overall, quarterback Caleb Williams was 26 of 41 for 360 yards and 4 touchdowns. Williams now has 5 games this season with 340-plus passing yards, something that hasn't been done by a USC quarterback since 2019. USC's defense has now allowed its opponent to gain an average of 525 yards per game over the course of the last 3 games. Defensive coordinator Alex Grinch described his defense's performance as of late as, quote, really disappointing, quote, saying that there's an obvious sense of urgency to make corrections. Following the game, Grinch said, quote, "The nice thing is we sit here today as frustrated as we are with a win, thank God. We can be both. We can be excited we won and pissed off about how we played. We can do both, and we're going to be. We're going to have to flip it quickly and get back to work tomorrow," end quote. Grinch was correct in using the word quickly, as the Trojans will have a 6-day turnaround until they're back in the Coliseum once again, facing Colorado on Friday. That wraps it up for Emptying the Notebook. Stay tuned for more post-game coverage on USCTrojans.com.